Hi, and welcome to another Encroachment podcast. This time we're here to discuss the Women's Championship for Circuit Cup. We're going to review pools and discuss the matchups. But here with me, I have four lovely ladies. We got Cora, Danny, KC, and Wit. Why don't you ladies give yourselves a little bit of an introduction, tell everybody who you are, who you play with, and what you're looking forward to in this event. Let's go start with Cora.
Okay. I'm Cora. I am playing in the Circuit Cup with Lip Service. My other team that I played with most of the year, Golden Girls, is not going to Circuit, so that's why I transferred and playing with Lip Service. And mostly just looking forward to playing more kickball. I love kickball, especially women's kickball. And looking forward to hopefully playing some new teams that I haven't seen before.
All right, thanks. Danny, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hi, so I'm with Roscoe, my little puppy, and I play with High Beams. Been playing with them most of the year. I used to play with DMV 18, and I'm really looking forward to all the upsets. We've had a lot this year, and I know there's going to be plenty in a couple weeks.
All right, thanks. Casey, why don't you go next?
My name is Casey. I play with Sins, and we're really excited to play a lot of new teams. Looking at the roster, I'm happy that this tournament's bigger, better, and the skills level looks incredible. So I'm excited to play.
All right, last but not least, we have Wit from Mile High Club.
Hi, I'm Whitney, Mile High Club. Been on the team for the last 2 seasons. Really looking forward to seeing the talent of women's kickball and how it's developed, and getting all of those teams together, and making a really good tournament with some strong teams.
All right, thanks. And I am Fake Liz, here to try to collect a donation from Mr. Justin Anderson. He said if we got all 5 of us ladies on a podcast, that he would donate $150 to a women's charity. So that's why I'm here. Other than that, let's just cut to the chase and jump into pools. I'll share a little screen here that has all the pools. In this tournament, we have 22 teams. So the way that works out, we're going to have 2 pools of 5 and 2 pools of 6. At the end of the day, we're going to advance 16 after pool play and break it down from there. So the pools are organized based off of the standings throughout the year, meaning what teams earn for traveling and doing well at events. So with that, I'll give the first pool, I'll unhide it, and we'll turn things over to, let's start with Casey on this one. Pool A. Take it away, Casey.
All right. Pool A, I'm pretty familiar with most of these teams. Obviously, Flying VJ they're awesome. I watched a lot of their videos. Ana, I actually got a chance to play last Circuit Cup when I was on Beaver Fever. They're also a really good team. I know they've had, I guess, from a lot of comments that I've read from some East Coast tournaments, I hear they can get a little rowdy, so I'm looking. I don't mind the rowdy. I'm loud myself, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Flying VJs, we just got a chance to play some of the girls when they were in San Diego. They're really good. East Coast girls are really good, so I'm excited to really play these. I think this is going to be a great pool.
All right, what about you, Danny?
I think it's going to be interesting how they come out. I know Flying DJs has had a few issues all year, especially having a lot of changes and things like that. But like last year, when I was on DMV, we played them in the finals, and they have some good kickers on that team. Sins, of course, you guys have won like how many? 3 this year. So you guys are coming off a good high. But yeah, and Voodoo Dolls has moved up, and we played ANOT in the C16. That was a crazy game, but they're definitely nobody to sleep on. I don't really know much about Cut a Pitch, but yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it all plays out when people have their full team in CCC.
All right, Cora, what do you got to say?
I think I'm liking Sins to win the pool. I've seen their roster, and I know pretty much all of those girls, and they're really deep. And so, but there's a lot of really good teams there. We just played Voodoo Dolls in Dallas, and they were really solid, and they've been doing really well lately. And I've never played Ana, but I know that they've done really well too, and I know that they had a tough loss against High Beams in was that Nashville?
Yeah.
I have played a couple of the girls from Flying VJs in San Diego, but they didn't have they were availables there, so they only had a few of their girls. So, and then Cut a Pitch, I actually know a couple of those girls too. I played with some of them on availables teams. I know Sunny's on that team and Brittany. So I haven't played them against them, but I know that they've got a lot of good girls too. So I don't think there's going to be a weak team, to be honest, in this tournament.
I agree.
No, I agree. What about you, Whit? Anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really tough pool. I mean, you've got 4 very respectable teams. Anna, the only time I've ever played them was last year in Circuit Cup, and they actually gave Mile High their first loss ever last year, but very good. Sens, I mean, I think Sens wins the pool, but, you know, I think you've still got some tough teams. Voodoo Dolls, like Cora said, we played against them in Dallas. They were good, and then they added some of our Dallas availables girls to that team. So very hard pool, but yeah, looks like a strong pool.
All right, sounds good. We'll touch base on all the pools when we get to the end, but we'll go with Pool B here. All right, here are your teams for Pool B. So, Cora, you want to start this time?
Sure. Let's see. Most Wanted, Shockwave, Hussy Riot, VA Hustle, 99 Problems. Yeah, we played Most Wanted in Nashville, and they were the one that knocked us out. They ended up winning that tournament. So they actually won the tournament in DC with only 9 girls, and
They won, but they runner up in Nashville.
runner up in Nashville. That's right. So I think though they're a really strong team, and I looked and they seem to have more than 9 players on their roster this time. So I don't really know too much about Hussy Riot, but I know that I think they were the team that upset somebody in Nashville.
Correct.
If I'm mistaken. And VA Hustle's always been a really strong team, and they're really experienced. And again, I don't know too much about 99 Problems though, but I would probably say out of that pool, I don't know, Most Wanted and Shockwave.
Yeah, Shockwave's had a good year. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, so I see Most Wanted probably going 4-0 in this one. I know 99 Palms kind of struggled in Denver, especially, and I think they had like a few girls like passing out due to the heat. Hopefully they have more girls this time because it's hard when you only have 10 out there. And VA Hustle, I mean, they're a really good team, but from what I've seen, every time they get to elims, they kind of fall apart. In Georgia, I saw that in DC and even in Nashville, and they usually have a pretty large roster. So hopefully they can figure it out because they usually do well in pool play. Then Hussy Riot, who did they upset in Nashville?
I'm drawing a blank. I don't have it in front of me, but I thought it was VA Hustle.
Oh, okay.
Or no, it was the remix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I say, that's the thing about like women's is you never know. Like someone could, like in Denver, we Mercy ruled Sens, and Sens went to win it all. So it's like you never know. But with 16 coming out, I think teams are going to play a little bit different in pool play, a lot harder than they do usually.
Yeah. What about Whit? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's another tough pool. Totally agree. I mean, all these teams are very tough. Most Wanted, I mean, we lost to them in Nashville, and they were good. I mean, I remember playing them last year, and just the development they've made as a team this year, I feel like they're very good. Haven't gotten to play Shockwave this year, but I know they've won a tournament or so, and they're doing well. We played Hussey Riot. We actually tied Hussey Riot in our pool play game in Nashville. We beat them in a limbs, but they've got some talent. I mean, for not I hadn't played them until this year, but they actually surprised me. Same with VA Hustle. We lost to them in circuit last year. 2 times in a row. They're a strong team. So another tough pool right there.
Yep, KC.
Looking at this, we played the Shockwave girls before. They're a really fast team. I think they're also really hit or miss. Depends on whether their infield is connecting with each other or not, because I've seen a lot of mistakes come out of it. So if they're on point, then they're going to be great. But I am going to go. I think Most Wanted and VA Hustle would be my 2 picks from that pool. I think I agree with what you say with VA Hustle, but I mean they're such a good team. They have a great crasher. So if she's on, then they'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting to see a team like VA Hustle as a 4 seed, but that's the way everything shook out. So
Yeah.
it'll be an interesting pool to say the least. All right, let's go with Pool C. This one will feature the last 2 pools will each feature 6 teams. The 1 and 3 will not play. 2 and 5 will not play, and 3 and 4 will not play each other. And this is what it shakes out to be. What do you think, Whit?
You got DMV, High Beams, Bombshells, Lisa Frank. I haven't played Queens or Empire. High Beams, I know, Danny, you're on High Beams now. You left DMV. DMV's the winners from last year, and I think, they lost a couple, really talented players, but, I don't think 2 players make up a team. I think they could definitely make a run here. With the 14 seed, I think they could shock some people. Bombshells, number 3. I mean, I think this is a tough pull, but I think this could be actually could be. I think it's going to go either DMV or High Beams on this one, and then Bombshells in there as well. I mean, gosh, yeah.
All right, Danny, what about you? You seem to know a couple of these teams very well.
Yeah, I know a lot. I played all of these teams except for Empire. I know a few of the girls. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun pool. I mean, Queens almost upset the Union, the Availables team, in elims in Nashville and Bombshells. I mean, they're almost a championship team because they made it to the championship game 3 times and just missed it. And then of course DMV, I mean, they play kickball. Like they play kickball for a long time, so they know the game. For them, it's just about showing up the same day. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun pool. Like I said, I don't know much about Empire. Lisa Frank, from what I've seen, has gotten a lot better, and they've kind of grown. I think their first tourney was Nashville, but it's gonna be hard to come. I don't think anybody will go 4-0 this.
Yeah, it's a tough pool. Just to add, Lisa Frank played in Denver and Dallas, and they definitely have improved each time. And DMV is, of course, the defending champion. So, yeah, it's a tough pool. What about you, Cora?
Well, what were you saying? Which teams don't play each other?
1 and 6, 2 and 5, and 3 and 4. So Bombshells and Empire do not play. High Beams and Lisa Frank do not play.
Yeah, I think that's a tough pool because I'm pretty familiar with all those teams. I've played Bombshells a couple times. I've played High Beams a couple times. I know a lot of the people on Empire, and I saw Lisa Frank play in Dallas, and I've played DMV last year, not this year, but I've seen a couple of videos of DMV, and even though they haven't done as well this year, they still look pretty strong to me, so I would never count them out of it. I'm kind of glad I'm not in that pool, to be honest. I think that's a tough one. I would say I said it's a toss-up. I wouldn't even know who's going to win that pool. I agree with Danny. I don't think any team's going to go 4-0 in that pool.
Casey, you watch a lot of video. Any input here?
Yeah, I'm a video nerd. But, I mean, Bombshells is great. We played them in the finals up in Denver, and I played High Beams, and we were massacred. Like, just nice of you to say we were just nicely run-rolled. No, we got our asses kicked. But, you know, Bombshells has a chip on their shoulder. They've now been to so many, you know, they've placed second place so many times, so that's going to be a scary team, I think, to play, because I think they're going to lay everything out there and just be like, you know what, fuck this, we're going to win now. But, that, yeah, like Cora said, that is going to be a tough pool. Bombshells, High Beams, and DMV 18. I don't know what Lisa Frank is like. I didn't see him in Dallas. I played them in Denver. They were a fun team. Or was it Denver or San Francisco? Oh, they were a really fun team. Like, I had a good time playing them. I think, unfortunately for them, I don't know that they're going to have much fun in this pool because it's pretty fierce.
Yeah, it's it definitely so far looks like the pool of death. So let's see if that's the case. People can figure out the math who's left. This will be the final pool, Pool D. There you go. Got Killer Instinct, Mile High Club, Lady Phenoms, Remix, Lip Service, and Kegels. Once again, same rules apply. 1 and 6 don't play, 2 and 5 don't play, 3 and 4 don't play. Whit, this is your pool, so what do you got to say?
Yeah, so Killer Instinct, I mean, they're good. You know, we played them in Nashville. I think they put up a lot of runs on us in the first game. They've impressed me this year. Lady Phenoms, you know, I think they just actually won a tournament, the UIKL tournament, for some money, and so they're probably going to be coming in hot, you know, wanting to win. I think they had one of the Shockwave girls. I think it was Ronique on that team. But they, you know, I think they could be one of those sleeper teams. You know, haven't played them, don't know much about them as much, but I think they're going to be good. Remix, you know, they came out in Nashville, came out into a limbs as the #1 seed. So, you know, they got upset by Hussy Riot, but, you know, I think they're a good team. You know, Cora's on Lip Service. I don't know much about them. Kegels, I'm pretty sure I was looking at their roster. I think they've got like 10 players, so could be tough for the Kegels. You know, if you only have 10 players playing all day, I think that could be tough for them. But yeah, I think Killer actually takes this pool. I mean, of course, I want to say Mile High, but I just know Killer's good this year, so
Yeah.
that's how I'm going.
Cora, this is also your pool.
Yeah, I think Killer Instinct and Mile High are going to be the two tops, and I think that we're going to sneak in. I think we're at least going to win a couple games in our pool, though, and be able to make it out. And then the good thing about women's kickball, which I love about it so much, is you can be a low seed and upset a team so much easier in women's than in co-ed. So I like that 16 teams are advancing because anything can happen in elims. So going into pool play, it's just, hey, you know, win your couple games to make sure that you get out, and then, you know, every team that you face, I think I could look at like 10 or 11 of these teams and not be surprised if they win it all. So I think it's going to be hard to predict who wins this one.
Yeah, I like these matchups top to bottom, but we'll get into that. Casey, you back? You want to take this?
All right. Well, we played Mile High many times. They've had our number 3 times. One time we finally managed to beat them and go on to win Denver. So I obviously have nothing but a lot of respect for those ladies. Killer Instinct, I think it's the one pool I don't know too much about, like a lot of these people. I know Killer Instinct is good. I've seen the remix, and they've got some great players as well. You know what? I am going to throw it out there, and I'm going to say Mile High takes it.
All right, Danny, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the same as, like, I guess Pool C. Like, this is probably a pretty tough pool. Also, like, Killer Instinct, Mile High, Phenoms, Remix, like, those are teams that play kickball all year long and know the game. Don't know much about Kegels. I mean, I knew the Kegels from last year, but I don't think those are the same girls anymore. But I'm actually going to go opposite and say that Remix is actually going to sneak in and win this pool. Plus, they have some of my co-ed teammates, so go Lights Out.
Yeah, they're definitely a sneaky 4 seed, so should be interesting. Uh, so now that all the pools are out there, let's go with some predictions. I always like to start with who do you think is should make it out that won't? So somebody that's going to just unsurprisingly have a bad day, and vice versa. Who do you think is a lower seed that maybe just on the you know right on the surface doesn't have a chance that's going to sneak out? It seems to happen almost every tournament. So I'm going to go with Cora. Any thoughts here? Any predictions on that front?
I think. Mm, come back to me.
Uh-huh. All right, Danny, you got any predictions there?
Even though they are ranked low, I don't think they're a low seed. I'm going to say that Flying VJs does not make it out. And also, I think I'll go with so hard. I'm gonna say Queens also does not make it out.
All right. What about you, Casey?
I'm gonna say with that second poll, I'm gonna say Shockwave does not make it out. I don't know. I'm gonna have like someone hating me, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And then I mean, a lot of the lower seeded teams, like I just they might. I mean, unless they really have a stunning day. Like I mean, I would go maybe Cora's team if anything makes it in. But a lot of those teams I have seen them play, and I just don't know that they have the pieces to pull it off to make top 16.
Whit, any thoughts?
That's tough. I think I would probably say, I mean, if we're talking top 16 here, who doesn't make it out, I'd probably say Hussey Riot may not make it out. I know they've got, I think, like 22 people on their roster, and I know, you got to start playing, get in the flow of each other, and I don't know how they play, but with a lot of people, it could be a lot of transition, maybe not get everything pieced together. So that's probably why I choose not to make it out. And then for maybe a surprise team that would probably get us in, I think I'd probably say I think Lip Service as well. They could probably get us in. They've added Cora. I think that's why I choose to make it in probably.
Good choice. Good
Cora?
choice.
Cora?
Yeah, I would say to make it in, I'm going to go with Lip Service because I'm not trying to go out like that. So we're going to make it in. And I think that I'd say if I have to pick a team that somebody hasn't picked yet that won't make it out, I would go with maybe Lady Phenoms because they got to play a lot of pretty good teams in pool play. So.
All right. Yeah, it's tough to say. Any of those teams ranked, 14 through 17. I mean, they're on the cusp, but those are dangerous teams. So I don't even know. I would say DMV and cut a pitch for sure. But as far as who doesn't make it out, that's a tough one. Somebody could have a bad day like Voodoo Dolls or Hussey Riot. For all I know, Queens too. Ugh, I can't even think. It'll be fun to watch. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Next, let's move on to Final Four and finals predictions. So we'll start with KC. Got any? Who are your Final Four teams, and who do you think is going to take it all eventually?
All right, Final Four. I'm going to go with Most Wanted, High Beams, Killer Instincts, and of course Sins.
Wow.
And obviously, I'm not going to say my team will not win, so Sins.
Taking the Selfa route. I got it. All right. What about you, Cora? Predictions here?
Yeah, I think I would go with I think Mile High is going to make it in. From what I've heard, I really don't know Killer Instinct that well, but I've heard that they're pretty good. So I'd probably go Mile High, Killer Instinct, Sins, and I'll go Most Wanted.
Who do you think's gonna walk home with the trophy?
Who's going to win it all?
Yeah.
I think Mile High is going to win it all.
Ooh. Well, on that note, let's go with Wit.
I would say Final Four. I'd say Most Wanted, Killer Instinct, Mile High Club, and I'd probably say Anna.
Nice. Who's your champion? Who are you picking?
Killer Instinct.
Wow. All right. They are a fast
They were
team.
good. I played them in Nashville, and they were just fast. I mean, they were good. I give a lot of respect to them.
Yeah. Yeah, they are pretty good. They're the someone mentioned it earlier. Bombshells made three of their 4 tournaments. They made the finals and lost, but that 4th one they got knocked out early. I believe it was Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Danny?
All
Thoughts?
right. Yeah, so I'm going, of course, High Beams. Most Wanted, even though they're low speed, they're fighters, and I know how they roll, and they're going to come prepared. I'm going to say DMV 18. And then I'm going to the other fighters, Sins. They're going to be my Final Four.
All right. Wow. All over the board. I'm sorry. Would you say champions were? Did you say that yet or no?
Love to say myself, but I am. I'll be not cocky for a second, and I'll say Most Wanted.
Wow. Yeah, they definitely get better every tournament. And they get more prepared, so they're definitely a dangerous team. But yeah. Anyways, so let's go on to a few extra things just real quick before we wrap it up. When you guys get into Orlando, what are you looking most forward to? Is it a business trip for some of you, or are you guys making a vacation out of it? What about you, Danny? We'll just continue with you.
It's business. I don't have enough time to take off, so I'm coming up to play kickball, and then I'm leaving Monday morning.
Oh, wow. Casey, what about you?
It's still up in the air. My ticket says I'll be there for a week so I can enjoy Orlando, but I got a new job, so I might just be literally flying in and flying out.
Yeah. Whit?
I'm going in Thursday, coming in, I think, midday, stay until Monday.
Okay. Cora?
I get in Friday morning. I'm taking a red eye. I get in Friday morning and leaving Monday night. So I'll have a couple extra days, Friday and Monday, to do some things. But
Okay. All right. Yeah. I was just double checking. I believe we have the women's tournament slated to start at 11 a.m., but we'll double check and blast the start time out to everybody because we want people to go out and enjoy the bar scene, especially Saturday night. You can go out and take it easy. If you've never been to Orlando, it's a little small street. Feels like it's only like not even the distance of a football field, and there are like 6 bars that you can just bar hop to. They close it down, so it's a fun little time. So I think that'll be a great after party. So if people want to stay out, I don't know if you guys plan on doing that or not, but highly encourage everybody else to. Otherwise, any final thoughts? Anybody? Nobody specific.
No, I'm just really excited to play everyone and to see all you ladies. It's always good times.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that there is not too much drama and too much. After Nashville, there's a lot of upset teams, upset people. I just hope we can just get back to like playing kickball and it not being more than that. Nobody getting cleated and anything like that. I just wish girls would know how to learn how to slide before you. I don't slide because I know I don't know how to slide. I wish people, like, there could be some kind of like test we do in the morning like a slide test. Like if you slide, like you're automatic out if you don't know how to do it correctly or something.
That's a great idea.
I would
Yeah,
love
have
that.
a slide test before you're allowed to slide in a game.
Yeah, like first thing you do right after you check in.
You don't have an approved sliding wristband. She's not allowed to slide.
Exactly. Like,
That would be great, actually, if that was a thing. I know my ribs were broken in Long Beach last year by someone not knowing how to slide, and I would love it if people actually took the time and learned.
yeah.
It's not that hard to learn. When I started playing kickball, I had no idea how to slide, and I used to just dive because I didn't know how to slide, and then just practice a few times.
Get a slip and slide. It works.
Just do that Saturday night while the co-ed's finishing up. I'm game. What's a slip and slide cost? $10? No, I know Cora and Whit were both in Dallas, but all the issues that were there in Nashville were quickly corrected, and those two can verify Dallas was probably the smoothest Sunday we've had in a long time.
I would
Nobody.
agree. There was no like stoppage time for games. I mean, it was very smooth. But I think I know refs, they're all different. But as long as we do our parts as fans and players and refs, take control of the game, I just this, especially women's, I feel like there's usually drama after women's, but we all we want to keep the sport going and growing. So we definitely want to try to keep our fans and players away from the drama.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, I don't have anything else to add, but look forward to seeing you guys here in a couple weeks, and best of luck to your teams, and should be a fun tournament. Hope you guys are excited because this is what we play for all year. So,
Great.
all right. On that note, take it easy. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Justin, don't forget about the charity donation.
Yeah,
Yes,
Justin.
Justin. Things were also needed that as well.
$50. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.